13 famous people who joined the Freemasons. 1. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq never announced his decision to become a Mason, but in 2012, he was hosting Game Time. His co-hosts started asking him about his ring. It features prominent Masonic symbols.
"That's the ring of my profession."
Shaq replied.
"You're a Mason."
One of the men exclaimed.
"Of course I am,"
said Shaquille O'Neal. 2. Salvador Allende. Allende was the socialist president of Chile, ousted by Pinochet. Surprisingly for a Marxist, he was also a Freemason. Salvador's grandfather, Dr. Allende Patton, was a most serene Grand Master. His grandson claimed that true Freemasons were revolutionaries.
"I have maintained within the Masonic movement that there cannot be equality in the capitalist regime."
3. Prince Philip, the late Duke of Edinburgh, became a Freemason at 31. He was initiated into Navy Lodge No. 2612 in 1952. Philip would drop into their meeting unannounced. His lodge has also included many British kings. 4. Buzz Aldrin. Aldrin was the first Mason to walk on the moon. He was an active member of Clear Lake Lodge No. 1417 in Texas. 5. Steve Wozniak. Wozniak was one of the original founders of Apple. He joined Freemasonry in 1980, but that was only because his girlfriend was a Mason. Wozniak is an open atheist, which is contrary to Masonic views. He's still an endowed member of Charity Lodge No. 362. 6. Douglas MacArthur. General MacArthur never planned to join the Masons. He was made a Mason on sight by the Grand Lodge of the Philippines. MacArthur was hailed as the country's liberator. President Truman, another Freemason, relieved him of his command in 1951. 7. Alexander Fleming, the inventor of penicillin, was initiated in 1909. He became the master of Sancta Maria Lodge No. 2682 in 1924. In 1945, he received the Nobel Peace Prize. 8. Winston Churchill. Churchill joined Studholme Alliance Lodge No. 1591 in London in 1901, but he had very little to do with it. Apparently, Churchill only visited the lodge twice. In 1912, he resigned and never went back. 9. Mark Twain. Twain joined Polar Star Lodge No. 79 in St. Louis in 1861. Within a few months, he ascended to Master Mason. 10. J. Edgar Hoover, the founder of the FBI, made quite a career in Freemasonry. He became a Master Mason by age 25. In 1955, Hoover became a 33rd degree Inspector General Honorary. 10 years later, he was awarded the Grand Cross of Honor. It's the highest recognition of the Scottish Rite Masons. There's even a room in the House of the Temple dedicated to him. 11. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Mozart was initiated in 1784. He was a part of the Zurvoltätigkeit Lodge in Austria. Mozart composed a number of Masonic pieces. His father received the second degree. Wolfgang wrote Fellow Craft's Journey to honor the occasion. 12. Colonel Sanders. The KFC founder was a member of the Grand Lodge of Kentucky. His gravestone displays the Masonic square and compasses. Sanders was a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. 13. Oscar Wilde. Wilde joined Apollo University Lodge No. 357 at Oxford.
"I have heard that St. John the Baptist was the founder of this order,"
he said.
"I hope we shall emulate his life, but not his death. I mean, we ought to keep our heads."
8 years later, he was booted out for not paying his dues.